He looked like a walking red flag, but I was colorblind in love. Tarek had that smooth, cocky charm, the kind that melts logic. He played guitar like it was an extension of his soul, always wearing that smirk that made me forget my own name. He knew how to talk, how to pull you in, how to make you believe every sweet lie. For 6 months, I was his everything. At least, that's what he wanted me to believe. He was the type to hold your waist in public, but keep his phone face down at dinner. The type to text back late, if at all, but say, "You worry too much, babe." And I did worry, but I also trusted him. Or maybe I just wanted to. Love makes fools of the smartest women. He'd disappear for hours, then return with excuses that barely held up. My phone died. I was with the boys. You know how bad the signal is in my area. I nodded, smiled, cooked dinner, and let it go, until the signs got too loud to ignore. There was lipstick on his hoodie. Not a smudge, a full, dark red stain on the collar. I don't wear red lipstick. When I asked, he laughed. Said it was probably mine. Gaslight 101. And still, I wanted to believe him. I convinced myself it might have been from a friend hugging him, or maybe it rubbed off from some party. I was stretching reality like a rubber band ready to snap. The snap came 2 weeks later. We were watching Netflix at his place, and he fell asleep on the couch. His phone, the one he used now, was charging across the room, but wedged between the couch cushions was his old phone. I pulled it out, mostly curious. The screen lit up. No passcode. Temptation burned in my chest. I opened Snapchat, and just like that, my entire relationship unraveled. There were videos, dozens, him in our bed, with girls I'd never seen. Different bodies, different faces, same sheets I had slept on. In one, he was laughing, mocking someone I think saying, "She'll never know." Another girl wore my necklace, my mother's necklace. I didn't cry. Not immediately. I stared at the screen as rage slowly replaced shock. My pulse pounded in my ears. My chest felt hollow. Everything felt like a bad movie. My cheeks burned, but my eyes stayed dry. I didn't wake him. I didn't scream. I planned. That night, I went home and stayed up till 4 a.m. Scrolling, rewatching, saving everything. I created a fake email and sent every file to myself. I wanted proof. I wanted receipts. But more than that, I wanted control. For the first time in months, I wasn't a fool. He had cheated, lied, played me, and I was done playing nice. The next few days, I acted normal, texted him like nothing happened, smiled during FaceTimes, said I missed him, let him think I was still blind. Meanwhile, I started paying attention, watching his patterns, who he talked to, who he didn't. I noticed his roommate Zane more, too, the quiet one, the one who always seemed off limits. He was lean, sharp-jawed, always wearing that gray hoodie and smelling like cedarwood in control. He barely spoke, but when he did, it landed. He never looked me in the eye for too long. Maybe out of respect. Maybe because he knew. Or maybe because he saw what Tarek never did. One afternoon, I left an earring on their bathroom counter. A test. The next day, Zane texted me, "You left something." I came to pick it up. He opened the door in joggers and a fitted black tee. My throat tightened. We talked. Just small things. Music, college, work, then silence. "You okay?" he asked. Honestly, not even close. He didn't push. That night, I didn't go there for Tarek. I went for Zane. Something in me had shifted. I wasn't just hurt. I was ready to burn the whole damn house down. But I wasn't going to throw a tantrum. I was going to become unforgettable. So I let the plan unravel slowly, like a soft, seductive storm. Zane, Tarek's roommate, was always the quiet, respectful type. Gym fit, low-key fine, and never in my business. He moved like a man with secrets, but none that hurt. For the longest time, he was just background noise in my messy love story. But lately, his looks lingered a second too long. I started planting pieces of myself around their apartment. An earring on the sink, a hoodie on the couch, a scarf draped over a chair. Harmless, right? But Zane noticed, and I noticed him noticing. He never mentioned it directly, but when I'd pick something up, His eyes would follow me. One night, I asked if I could wait for Tarek in their living room. He wasn't home yet. Zayn opened the door, glanced over his shoulder like he was unsure, then stepped aside. "Sure," he said. "He's out, but you can chill." He offered me wine. I accepted. We talked about nothing at first. Small things. Music. He had a playlist on in the background, all moody soul and indie beats. The vibe wrapped around us like smoke. He asked if I still painted. I told him I stopped. "You shouldn't have," he said, sipping his wine. "You were good." That surprised me. Tarek never asked about my art. But Zayn remembered, noticed, listened, and then the conversation shifted. "You and T okay?" he asked, finally looking up. His eyes held mine too long. I could have lied. Said yes. Shrugged. Instead, I sighed. "He's cheating," I whispered. Zayn didn't blink. He set his glass down slowly. I figured. My heart pounded. "You knew." "I saw the necklace," he said. "It was yours, right?" And just like that, all my walls cracked. We talked. Really talked. About betrayal. About how exhausting it is to love someone who treats you like an option. He didn't bash Tarek. He didn't have to. Everything he said was calm, intentional, honest. "I always thought you deserved better," he said, voice low. Something in me snapped. I leaned in before I could think twice. My lips brushed his. He froze. Then he kissed me back. Soft. Slow. Devastating. I thought I'd feel guilty. But all I felt was heat. His hand slid up my back. My fingers gripped his shirt. The room shrank until all I could feel was him. "Are you sure?" he whispered. I nodded. "Don't make me beg." And just like that, I wasn't Tarek's girl anymore. I was fire. It wasn't just about getting even. It was about reclaiming my power. Zayn and I started talking. Late-night walks that felt like slow dances. Gym sessions that got steamier by the week. Innocent movie nights that weren't so innocent. He touched me like he wanted to rewrite every memory Tarek left behind. And Tarek? Clueless. He was too busy juggling girls who didn't know each other. But I knew. I watched him post gym selfies while texting 3 girls by different names. Meanwhile, I was posting photos from the same kitchen where Zayn made me tea in the mornings, subtle enough to spark paranoia. Then came the night, the one that changed everything. I showed up to their apartment wearing nothing but biker shorts and one of Zayn's oversized shirts. No bra. No explanation. Just vibes. Zayn opened the door. Smirked. Tarek was on the couch. He looked up and froze. "You're joking, right?" I cocked my head. I was. "The day I believed you were loyal." His jaw clenched. "What the hell is this?" Zayn stood behind me, arms crossed. Calm. Unbothered. "She's not yours, bro," Zayn said. "You gave that up the moment you cheated." Tarek's face drained. He stood but didn't move closer. For the first time since I met him, he looked powerless. He yelled. Tried to blame Zayn. Me. Anyone. But I was done listening. I picked up my bag, turned to Zayn, and grabbed his hand. Together, we walked out, and I didn't look back. Not even once. I didn't expect to fall for Zayn, but somehow I did. It started as a game, a soft rebellion, something to shake off the sting of betrayal and remind me that I still had power, still had choices. But Zayn wasn't just a revenge move. He saw me when I was at my lowest, when I had every reason to be guarded, and he didn't flinch. He didn't need me to pretend. Zayn knew what had happened. He didn't ask for explanations or make me perform my pain. He saw it in my silence, in the way I flinched when someone called me babe, in the way I hesitated before reaching for someone's hand. And instead of rushing in to fix me, he just stayed. He showed up. Every single time. When I cried in the middle of a grocery store aisle because a song reminded me of the lies, he didn't laugh. He didn't pity me. He just pulled me close and said, "Let's get ice cream. Extra sprinkles." When I woke up at 3 a.m. sweating from a dream where I was back in Tarek's arms, he didn't get weird. He didn't take it personally. He just tucked me in tighter and whispered, "You're safe here." With Zayn, I didn't have to explain why I flinched when I heard a phone buzz late at night. I didn't have to pretend to be over it. He understood that healing isn't linear. That sometimes you fall in love while still bleeding. And he let me bleed. Softly. Without shame. One night, we lay tangled in his bed, both staring at the ceiling fan spinning slowly overhead. You ever think about him? Zane asked. I didn't lie. Not really. Just what he did to me. What I let happen. Zane rolled onto his side, propped on one elbow, eyes tracing my face. You didn't let anything happen, he said. You believed in someone. That's not weakness. That night, I kissed him like I believed in him too. Meanwhile, Tarek tried to claw his way back into my life. At first, it was subtle. A like here. A view on my story there. Then came the midnight hey text. The half-assed I miss you DM from a burner account. Then a call. Blocked. Then another from a new number. Blocked again. I thought it was funny, really. The man who once said, I could have anyone, was now trying to get back the one he thought would never leave. I knew his type. He wasn't in love with me. He just hated losing. I wasn't a person to him. I was a possession he lost control over. So I gave him silence. No long texts. No explanations. No dramatic goodbye. Just blocked. Forgotten. Like he never existed. Because some men play games thinking we're too soft, too emotional, too broken to play back. But the truth is, some of us don't just play the game, we learn it. And we beat them at it. Better. Smoother. Colder. I posted a picture one evening. Me and Zane at a rooftop bar, city lights behind us, my hand resting on his chest, his lips near my ear. Just a moment, but loud enough. The caption read, Healing looks good on me. Tarek saw it. He didn't like it, but I knew he saw it. Word travels fast in broken circles. The next morning, he posted a black screen with the caption, Don't trust anyone. The irony nearly made me choke on my latte. Fast forward 2 months. Zane and I weren't rushing things. We weren't playing house or pretending we were perfect. We had days where I needed space. Days where he got quiet. But we talked. We laughed. We built trust, one layer at a time. We'd go on night drives with no destination. Talk about our childhoods, our fears, our dreams. Sometimes, we just played music and let silence be enough. He never made me feel like I was too much or not enough. He made me feel real. Seen. Loved. One night, curled up on his couch with his hoodie drowning me and his arms wrapped around me like armor, he whispered, You know I never planned this either, right? Planned what? I asked. You. Us. I turned toward him. Do you regret it? His fingers brushed a strand of hair behind my ear. Not even a little. I exhaled. Slow. Safe. The truth is, I thought revenge would make me feel better. That proving something to Tarek, making him jealous, making him see what he lost, would somehow heal the hole he left behind. But it didn't. Because I didn't need revenge. I needed restoration. And I found that in Zane. Not because he fixed me, but because he reminded me I was never broken. Just bruised. Just healing. Tarek played me. But Zane saw the real me, the unfiltered, undone, slightly chaotic version, and chose me anyway. That kind of love. You don't expect it. You don't chase it. It finds you in the quiet after the storm, when you finally stop trying to prove yourself to the people who never deserved you. No apologies. No regrets. Just peace. And baby, peace is the real revenge.